Welcome to the very first podcast for Against the Grain Parenting. I am your host, Dr. Michelle White. I am the author of the book, Against the Grain, Raising Christ-Focused Children from A to Z. I cannot tell you how excited I am to bring this book to podcast. The vision for this podcast is to share godly wisdom from just not the book, just not from me, but from amazing guests that we will have each week. Some of our guests will range from single parents, married parents, pastors, ministry leaders, and guess what? We're going to have kids on the podcast as well. I want to hear from children. I want to hear what their heart says about things that are happening in their society. We will delve deep into topics like discipline, media, sports and worship service, siblings. We will look at so many different topics, both in the book and things that are hot topics in our society right now. I also will bring a clinical element to the podcast. I am a licensed counselor and psychologist in the state of Michigan, and I will be bringing a clinical look at raising children according to their clinical development, as well as how the family structure and the family unit looks from a clinical and behavioral standpoint. So each week, I will try my best to infuse those clinical nuggets. But the most important thing that I want each listener of this podcast to walk away with is knowledge of what God's word says about how to handle different issues that are occurring in society and how to focus our children and focus our family on Christ. My favorite job in the world is that of being a wife and a mother. I have been happily married to a wonderful husband for over 25 years, and God has blessed our union with 5 amazing children. I share that background with you, not to come in and say that I'm an expert on all things parenting and an expert on all things marriage, but I share that because I too have questions. I too wonder about certain things that are happening in our society and how best to point our children towards a Christ that we serve on a regular basis. And so I want our guests to even encourage me as the host of the show, which is why we're going to have a different array of people from different perspectives, different backgrounds, and sometimes on a weekly basis, it just might be me introducing a new topic just to get your feedback. And that's how you can come in and help our podcast listeners. If you can, hop on over to many of our social media platforms and you can send us questions, or you can even send questions within your podcast platform if it allows. We can be found on Facebook, also on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. All you have to do is type in Dr. Michelle White, but here's the catch. In order to find me, you have to type in Michelle with one L if you really want to find us. I can't tell you how excited I am to help our families be focused on Christ and help our children be focused on Christ. Enjoy the podcast.